Hello guys and gals, and welcome to the latest episode of what's become a weekly series, pretty much, that shows you what's new in at Cosmic Toys. This week I've got some Star Wars Black Series for you. I've got two very nice Predator Hot Toys figures, and I can't show you all of it, but I took in a rather large Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection. I still need to sort out most of it. So yeah, let's start by taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series figures. Some are great, some are not so great. I'll let you be the judge. We got Omega from the Bad Batch. That's the first version. We got Echo, again the first version from the Bad Batch. I'll call them Season 1. Season 2 with the mercenary gear, wasn't there? A Season 1 Tech. A Season 2 Hunter. Trying to keep them together. Season 1 Crosshairs. Now this is the Imperial version. And a Season 1 Wrecker. On top of that, outside of the Bad Batch, we got a Clone War, not Clone Wars, but a Revenge of the Sith actually. Clone Commander Bly. I like him. We've got a Rebels Kanan Jarrus. He's quite hard to find now. To go with him, we got Ezra Bridger, the Rebels version, not the new Ahsoka one. And a Rebels Ahsoka Tano. And Ben, the guy who brought me these in, also brought me a couple of Funko Pops. Yeah. We're not too fussed about those, but we do have a My Hero Academia Shota Aizawa. I think that's how you say it. Aizawa. And a Prince Adam from Masters of the Universe. He also brought me a bag full of loose figures as well, so let's have a look at those. Other toy stores are available. Now I have bagged all these up so if they come with any accessories they don't get lost. There's a DC Classics Azrael, a New 52 Red Robin. They're quite hard to find. I think that's the Terry Dodson version, you know, the artist, of Beast Boy from Teen Titans. We've got an OMAC, which I've got about 10 of those in stock from Infinite Crisis. And some Star Wars Black Series. There's a Cobb Vanth from The Mandalorian. A Moff Gideon from The Mandalorian, and note his cape has been customised. Got a fabric cape and the inside of it has been painted red. Looks quite nice actually. We've got an Armourer, also from The Mandalorian. Well, she is a Mandalorian, isn't she? We've got a Bo-Katan Kreese. The Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, Jon Favreau himself. And last but certainly not least, we've got Sabine Wren. Now this one is from Rebels and it's been customised, and the paint job on it is absolutely superb. Now, on top of the trade-ins at the shop, I thought I'd give you a little bit of a closer look at some of the trade-ins that you may have already seen in my Bolton Toy Fair video. These are the pickups that I got, which I'm not keeping for myself, and they will be getting sold in store. There's that Gamera Microman figure. I really do think the cool thing about these is you can actually put the Microman inside the Gamera as though he's the actor inside it. I think that's pretty cool indeed, is that? And there they are doing just that. And yes, this is the Showa era version of Gamera. And those are all the others they did, and I have had all of these in. Awesome sauce. There's those Snoopy minifigures, although these are already spoken for. Is that Grandpa Snoopy? Pappy Snoopy? That one looks a little French, doesn't it? Those two bootleg Godzilla items and the Trendmasters King Ghidorah bendy figure. And then onto these charming Godzilla bootlegs. Obviously this is Gigan, or Gigan. Should really have two of those fins sort of like coming out of the sides of his back really, but it is a bootleg after all. It's one of those rubber ones. We like him a lot. We've got this really cheesy, cheap and nasty pink painted Godzilla. He is missing a couple of fins, one there and two there. Still fun though. That's from the 80s, is that? It's from the 80s. And then we've got a King Ghidorah, and he manages to stand all on his own as well, which is weird for one of these bendy figures. It's usually pin the backside trying to get them to bend. That tail really comes in handy. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I also bid on a few lots at the more recent Oberon auctions, and this week, last week to you, I went over and collected them. We've got some vintage Star Wars carded goodness. I got a couple of Ewoks items, which is something that I've wanted in my collection for a lot of years, but due to the prices they tend to go for, I've avoided them. But these seem to be quite reasonable. Now I have decided I'm not going to keep these. Well, I kind of am and I'm not. They're going to go up in the cabinets upstairs with the vintage carded Star Wars figures, but these ones will have a price on them, so they can be bought, unlike the other ones that aren't up there. Obviously, they're not going to be cheap, and they are going to be priced at a point that I'm not bothered if they don't sell, because I kind of want to keep them. But it is what it is. We've got a Canadian carded King Duloc, is it? King Gornish? Yeah, King Gornish, King of the Dulocs. He's very, very nice there. Unpunched, as you can see. Blister has yellowed a little. But overall, it's very, very nice condition, is that one. You see the star case there? It's taken a bit of a bash. Well, that's taken the pressure shield that he don't have to, and that's what these are for. We've got a graded low grey there. Very, very nice. He doesn't seem to have yellowed. What he has done though is twisted a little bit inside his bubble. If you look closely, there's a raised part of the bubble where his headdress is supposed to nestle, and he's twisted and rubbed around inside there a little bit, but I can live with that. I think that's quite a nice one. It's an AFA 75 as well. It gets a 75 across the board on the card, the blister, and indeed the figure. Very nice. I'm assuming that's because a little bit of paint has rubbed off it inside the blister. But yeah, really, really nice piece added to the collection there. Lovely, 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 lovely. And not graded, but it is in one of these protective cases. We have an EV9D9 on a Power of the Force card. The front of the card seems to have very, very, very slightly faded, and the blister has yellowed, as with the King Gornish. These do that. They are from the 80s, obviously. Now, there is one thing that I want to check, and I'm going to do this on camera because I think that there's something wrong with this one. Because through the window, it looks like there's some damage to the top of the card here, and it is indeed. Don't know if it's torn all the way through. Yes, it has. It's torn all the way through as that, just there. So it's obviously been hanging at some point and ripped off. It's a nice clean tear, but to my eyes, it looks like someone's been at it with a marker pen, which I get it. I don't mind. It displays very, very nicely, but there are an awful lot of vintage Star Wars collectors that collect carded and boxed toys that would not be happy with the restoration that's received, and I don't believe that was mentioned in the description of the auction. So warning guys, do bear this in mind when you are buying at auction. This was described as good to excellent condition. There's no mention of a tear, there's no mention of restoration. Now obviously on this occasion this was Oberon, but I'm fairly sure that you will get that as well with any auction in the land, because when they're going through thousands of lots, they don't have time to really check every single thing. Now, something that has a head fallen off inside the box, they should be able to notice. Something that's got the remote control rattling around, like with those K9s and Daleks last time, they should notice. Something like that, I get why they might not have done, unless they were really trying to go after the premium price and they were selling it as an extremely specialist auction, you know, like Christie's or something like that. So do bear that in mind when buying at auctions. Now that little Oberon collection there is a nice segue into the next lot, which was a job lot that was brought into the shop last Saturday. Most of it you will have seen if you watched the Bolton video, because I filmed them at the stall there. There was the Ghostbusters, real Ghostbusters carded action figures, and the Inspector Gadget toy by Bandai. But one other thing that came in that I didn't take there was yet another graded vintage Star Wars figure. It was the Tri-Logo Wicket, which is in the cabinet upstairs. So shall we go upstairs and take a look? And so Evie has now gone to her new home in the cabinet here. Excuse those lights reflecting on there. Let's twist them around a bit. There we go. And that's the Wicket that I was telling you about. Very, very nice Tri-Logo card there. It's an AFA 80. There's a dink in the bubble, which obviously is part of the grade. And let's get it. There we go. First graded figure in the shop is this one. It's mad to believe that I've been trading all these years and that's the first graded one. Unpunched as well. Unpunched, very nice. Very nice. Blacked out Ewoks. I'm going to put it back before I drop it. There we are. And then right below them, we've got the Ewoks that you've just seen. And then below them, those are the Ghostbusters that came in with that Wicket. Very nice. Now, once again, I've been ordering stuff from Japan for myself. So, just to make the deliveries worthwhile and paying those exorbitant shipping fees, I decided to throw a few extra things in there, which I'm sure some of you guys might like to see in the shop. And they're only small, but it helps stop the shipping fees being too high. Anyway, there's a couple of these, they call them prize figures, because over there you get them out of their gaming machines, you know, their arcade machines. Over here, and in the US I believe, we have to buy them. Yeah. They tend to be around about 30, 35, maybe £40 each to buy in the shops over here in the UK. I'm not sure about the US. But the vibration stars, they're called, the little PVC figures. We got an Ultraman from the Netflix series, and both of these are sealed, by the way. And a Matchmakers Dragon Ball. Is it Z or Super? It's Super Broly. And I don't know if I'll open these to put them on display in the cabinets. I'm not going to open them just for the video, so you'll just have to take a look at the boxes. And on top of that, on top of those, there were some SH Figure Arts figures. There's one here that I haven't even unwrapped from the bubble wrap, so let's do that, shall we? We can't see it if I don't. There we go. Oh, now this one has actually been opened. See, the shop I use, they also buy in from the customers, just like I do. So they sometimes get some vintage pieces. So this one is Kamen Rider Demon's Spider Genome, and he's quite an interesting looking character, so I'll open that so that we can have a little look at him. Right there. Looks like something out of Spider-Man, to be honest with you. There's also Kamen Rider Brave, Quest Gamer Level 2, Heisei Generations Edition. I do love the fact that they've got English writing on the boxes. Kamen Rider Greats, Magnum Boost Form. Again, this is one that's been opened, so we can take a look at it. And this one looks like something straight out of Power Rangers. And last but not least, we've got Masked Rider Black. And yeah, Masked Rider as in the version that we got over here back in the 90s. He's not been opened, he is still sealed, so you'll just have to look through the window of the box at that one. And another one that I've imported from Japan, and this one I had on pre-order. Ordered it for myself, but I decided I'm never going to get around to building it because I haven't got the time. We've got a huge Mecha Godzilla from Tokyo SOS, Godzilla Tokyo SOS, model kit. There's an awful lot of sprues and parts in there, so someone is going to have an awful lot of fun building this one. I envy them, but with all the Gundam kits, and with all the Lego kits, and with everything else that I've got at home, I'm never going to have time for this one. This one's by Aoshima as well. A very good Japanese model making company. Come and get it! Now, someone who keeps bringing me 1/18 scale model cars has brought me another 1/18 scale model car. This time it's by KK Diecast, KK Scale. Now, I've never heard of them before, but they seem to be quite a good and reputable model company when it comes to these kind of things. This one apparently has never been out of the box. Well, it's coming out of the box now, because I want to take a look at it. It's a Ferrari Testarossa from 1986, and it's in black. Oh, they're always better in black. We all made those noises while playing with cars as kids, didn't we? Well, this is not a car you can really play with, but you can look at it, and doesn't it look pretty? Now, it doesn't seem to have opening doors or anything. It is just a static model. I don't even know if the wheels turn. Oh, they do, the wheels turn. That's very, very nice. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. So now it doesn't have opening boot or bonnet. Which I kind of feel like these things always should have, but I suppose when you're just going to sit them on a shelf and look at them, do they need moving parts? I don't know, actually. As someone who doesn't collect these, I'm not sure, so that's something I would appreciate some information on down in the comments. Like, is that an important factor when you're buying these? Do they need to have, you know, opening bonnets and opening doors and everything? Do you need to be able to pop the hood? Or does it just have to look pretty on the shelf? Please do let me know. Now then, I promised you turtles, didn't I? So, I suppose I'd better deliver. Well, I said there was a lot. And you know what? This doesn't even scratch the surface. Just take a look at this lot that's still to be unboxed. That's right, all those boxes are still full of turtley goodness. So yeah, that's all stuff that I'm not even going to be able to show you this time. Maybe I'll show you a little bit each week as we go along. We'll see. Yeah, sadly most of it is the 2012 collection now. The collector who brought this in, he's been buying off me for about 10 years now, quite a long time. And I think he started collecting at around about the 2012 resurgence, shall we say? And he got everything back then, but he's also carried on getting like the NECA stuff and the Super 7 stuff and everything else that's been dropping over the last few years. But he's decided to downsize his collection, and he's getting rid of the 2012 stuff. That's what's in all those boxes. Now there's a couple of exceptions. There's some NECA figures here and there's some classics here, but they're not the original classics. Anyway, let's take a look at them. Obviously we've got a shell raiser here, which is pretty much the 2012 version of the party wagon, isn't it? I'm starting with these on top so that I can move them out of the way so I can get to the others to show you them. So yeah, the shell raiser, that's a remote control one, is that? Still sealed in the box. All of this is still sealed, to be fair. So let's move that outside. From the second film, Out of the Shadows, we've got the Technodrome playset, which it's got its lovers. Got it the wrong way around, haven't I? It's got its lovers, it's got its haters, hasn't it? I've got to say the Turtles Michael Bay movies, they weren't really for me, particularly the second one. But hey ho. I'm not the world's biggest turtle fan anyway. So I'm not the right one to talk to about this. We've got the blimp, the high-flying blimp, the inflatable one, just like the original really, but made for the newer series. Yeah, they don't pop up very often. They're quite hard to find, those. There's these. There's actually 4 different ones of these. Does it show you them on the back? It doesn't show you them on the back, so I can't tell you what the other ones are. Oh, it shows you them on the side. I can show you the side of the box. Okay, so these ones, these are the zipline things. Z-line ninjas. Z-line ninjas, Z-line ninjas, zipline ninjas. This one's the billboards breakout. So you set your zip lines up and turtles can hold on to them, the figures, and obviously they don't come with figures. These things never do they? There's the water tower washout, and then there's also, in those boxes still, the window wipeout and the fire escape free fall, which I don't know if they're the kind of thing that I'd be able to sell as a set of 4, unfortunately. But again, not so. You have a look online. You go and have a look on eBay now, and you try and find them. They are not easy to find at all. Now, I can get to these. I'll start over here. I like these. I really do like these ones. These are a set of 4. It's the 4 boys, the 4 brothers, the turtles themselves, Leo, Donnie, Raph and Mikey, and they're all in live action roleplay gear. This one, Leo is dressed up as a knight, Donnie is dressed up as a wizard, Mikey is dressed up as an elf, and Raph as a barbarian. Could that be the original Turtles and He-Man crossover? Could be, couldn't it? I do like these. I think they're a lot of fun. They also did some Monsters ones as well. Raph was Van Helsing and stuff like that, I think. Yeah. We've got the original comic book Turtles. So Leonardo, yes, he has a red headband. Raph. Donnie. And Mikey. I love the names that they give to these. Original comic book, Michelangelo, Ninja Master of Dual Nunchucks. Donatello, Ninja Master of the Bow Staff. Raphael, Ninja Master of the Double Fisted Sai. And Leonardo, Ninja Master of the Katana Swords. I'm not sure, but were they ever masters? Wasn't that the whole point, that they were still training? Their master was Splinter, wasn't he? Okay, classics. This is actually called the Classic Collection, and they released them as a set of 6 back in 2014, I think. You get Leonardo. They're on original style packaging, in original style blisters, with original weaponry, and the figures are very much original too. Got Splinter. We've got Shredder. Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Obviously issuing the original figures there, and they are just like the originals. They really, really are. Classics, which are the ones that we all want to have a proper look at, aren't they? Splinter, Leo, Shredder, Donatello, Michelangelo, and of course everyone's rebellious favourite, Raphael. Now that's what the back of the packaging looks like on these. From NECA, we've got some of the Turtles in Time arcade game. We've got Slash, Leonardo, Donatello, Foot Soldier, and quite a rare one this was a Loot Crate exclusive. We've got the Shell Shock Turtle, which glows in the dark, and you don't know how hard it is for me to not take this one home to put in my UV cabinet. Down in front of the counter there, we've got, make some room, we've got a Mega Bloks advent calendar, so a bit like those Lego advent calendars, only Mega Bloks. Now I've had a look, I cannot find one of these on eBay at all. All I can find from it is one of the pizzas. That's it. And I think the guy's asking something like a £5 just for that. We've also got the pizza thrower. Now this is a motorised one, so I imagine it's electronic, unless it's friction. I don't know. And it comes with that RAF. I haven't dusted this one. Ew. It comes with that Barbarian Raphael figure, does this one. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And I'm not going to break my back trying to lift these two up. We've got two of the same, but repackaged sewer lair playsets. Let's have a closer look at those ones. Now, the one that stood up is the original version of this. Both of these are still sealed as well, because they're not the kind of thing an adult collector's going to spend hours setting up and not really having anywhere to put them, I suppose. Although, you can use them zip lines. And then we've got the next version of it, which is the same playset again, but comes with the Dimension X portal. Which, I think the other one does as well, it just doesn't say it on the box. Because if you look there, there's some purple. Although that said, that could just be the packaging, I don't know. So yeah, these, again, to find sealed in box, very, very hard to find. It took a while to put all that away. Yeah, it's quite an extensive 2012 Turtles collection, is that. It's so extensive, it even includes a couple of packs of pasta shapes. by Heinz. Other brands of pasta are indeed available. Yeah, sell by date, use by date, best before date. June 2018. Maybe not. Okay, so I think the only thing left to show you now are the hot toys. Yes, it's not often I take in hot toys, often I get them offered. And I did actually tell the gentleman at first that I don't have space for any more trade-ins. I've just taken a big Turtles collection, I've just taken a load of comics, I've nowhere to put them. And then he turned up with them anyway, and I was like, okay, fair enough, let's have a look. We got a couple of Predators. We've got the Falconer Predator, we've got the Tracker Predator, and I have to say, quite nice to look at. So why don't we just do that? So they come in these very nice matte black boxes with a little bit of a metallic kind of effect to them. They've got this lovely translucent red window, and we can slide that off and see how nice that red window is. You see what I mean? Yep. So we're looking at the Falconer first. Got a close-up image of the Falconer on the front of the box, and that on the back of the box, which I am so glad that this image was here, because inside I thought that one of these blades was missing from that side. It's a long time since I saw the film, ladies and gentlemen, an awful long time. Saw it back when it came out and I haven't watched it again since. And then inside we've got a full body picture of that Predator, a little write-up about it, and a window that shows us the figure. Let's get it out though and take a look. There he is. Now, do you see what I mean? It does look like it should have an extra blade there for someone who is not really up on it like I'm not. You see what I mean? It looks like it could have had another blade sticking out there. But no, obviously it's not meant to, so that's entirely on me, is that. Let's get him out so we can have a little look at him. I'm always frightened of breaking these things. Now I have to be honest, I was expecting these to be those like rubbery plastic, you know, with the skin like thing over the body, but it's not. It's actually a hard plastic, so there's no deterioration that's ever going to happen to those bodies, which is really good. I'd like to think it's for planning by NECA, but we know by Hot Toys, but we know that's not the case, don't we? We know that's not the case because they also come with lots of pleather, and although this one's perfectly fine, the other one does have a little bit of wear to it, sadly. You know, just age, deterioration, it's just what happens over the years. But yeah, we've got a very nicely detailed Predator there, Falconer Predator. He comes with his extra hands, so you can swap them out from the fists to the open hands. Comes with a Predator skull. I'm going to be careful getting this out because I'll end up breaking a tusk. There we are. Ooh, that's nice, isn't it? Very nice. I like that. That could be sold on its own, you know, as an accessory. That's brilliant. That's really cool. Really cool. I'm doing it again, aren't I? Wow. Don't think the mask comes off. No, the mask doesn't come off. And then he's got his blades there for his gauntlet type thing. So yeah, really, really nice is that. I do like it. I do. In fact, I might even try and find somewhere in the shop to display it out of the box so people can see just how nice this is. Now, let's take a look at that other one. Again, similar thing with the box. Lovely red transparent red window, black. This one seems matte black. It seems a little bit less metallic than the other one to my eyes. Could just be the light playing tricks with me, to be fair. And a bit of a picture on the back. It doesn't really show you much, to be fair. There's the tear to the top of the box slightly, but we don't buy these for the boxes, do we? Nice imagery on the front there of the tracker Predator. And then a nice image on the back of the Hound, which it does include. Picture of them both together there. A little bit of a write-up about them. And a nice open window so that you can see them when there's no reflections, of course. Okay, let's get him out to have a look at. So, both of these have got an awful lot of detail on them. Really, really nice. All the way around. It's just that bit of loincloth at the back there that's the problem, really. Right. He's got his alternate hands. He's got his fisties. He's got his open hands. He's got extra pegs in case you damage them while swapping them out. He's got his claws there for his gauntlet, just like the other one. Sus for the helmet, gun for the shoulder cannon. He's also got these hands, which are the ones that hold the reins or the leash for the Hound. And the Hound is here, which is, the detail's nice. Can't knock the detail on it, but I will say I'm a little bit disappointed in the fact that it's just a solid lump of plastic. It's not articulated in any way, so it really is just an accessory. It's not a figure in its own right, really. Like I say though, very, very nice detail. And those teeth are very pointy, they could rip you to shreds. And obviously there's all his spines, or whatever it is you call them, that come out of these holes in his back and top of his head and everything. Now, I would like to display these in the cabinet, but I don't know if if I can be bothered setting all those up on him. Not sure. Not sure at all. And so I've decided this is how I'm going to have them displayed in one of the cabinets. So I'm not going to have the braids or horns or whatever it is on the Hound. I have put the tusks and the gun into the tracker Predator here, into his mask and onto his shoulder. I've also put a blade into his arm, middle blade, and with the falconer I've put his little falcon drone onto his shoulder there. I haven't forced it all the way in though, because I don't want to struggle to get it back out. It is very, very tight fitting, is that. So that's how they're going to be in the cabinets when I find somewhere to put them. And that's your lot for this week. It feels like it's been a pretty packed episode, but I'm not going to know for sure until I sit down in my editor's chair when I get home tonight, am I? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite piece of this week was. I've got a funny feeling that those Predators are going to be a very popular one with the audience, but only you guys can decide, so let me know in those comments. And with that, I'm now going to get this video home, edited, and get ready for the NEC Toy Fair this week. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm sure I'll bump into some of you guys. Feel free to tap me on the shoulder and say hello. And yeah, with that, I'm off. Bye-bye. Yeah.
I like gay virgins.